Welcome back to a new season of MATC Now. Today we'll dive into the amazing world of dental hygiene, as well as learn about the hospitality program with my co-host, Beverly Johnson. If you stay long enough, we'll see Chef Shannon is cooking up something in the kitchen. All this and more coming up on MATC Now. Welcome to this week's episode of MATC Now. I'm your host, James Charles. Today I'm joined by Beverly Johnson and Teresa Robinson. Welcome to the program, my friends.
Thanks for having us, James.
Absolute pleasure. Now, Miss Teresa, tell us briefly what you do.
I work at the Trade Hotel. I'm a front desk supervisor.
Excellent, excellent. How many years?
We just opened.
Okay, very good. That's very interesting, but we'll have to put that conversation on hold and see what our field correspondent Sabrina Rosler has to show us today on campus.
Thank you, James. We are outside of the new STEM Educational Center, where students can gather all the resources they need to learn more about STEM. We'll be right back.
Well, can't wait to learn more about STEM technologies. For now, let's take a look at what student producers Miranda McCauley and Nolan Galarte discovered while spending time at the Beer Runners event. We'll also gain some insight on dental hygiene with student producer Sade Moore.
Make it funky.
The Milwaukee Beer Run, a marathon where anyone older than the age of 21 can participate in the event.
So this event has been going on since 2014. It has kind of had a few different homes around the Milwaukee area, and we finally have landed here at the Bavarian Beer House.
414 Events is a husband and wife-owned LLC business based in Milwaukee with the goal of bringing the community together through awesome events.
Yeah, so this event's been going on since 2014. It's all about getting everybody out, having some fun, and enjoying what everyone here in Wisconsin loves, a good old-fashioned beer. So there's a good reason to come crossing that line, and had a really beautiful day here today with the Oktoberfest grounds at the Bavarian.
We cater to a lot of first-time runners, those people who want to do a 5K, but they might be a little intimidated of going to some of those bigger races. We really promote, walking, just doing your best that you can, and going out and having a good time. So,
people enjoy being around others, meeting new people, playing some games, making some friends.
Coming down, getting a 5K or a .05K. So for any of those that aren't runners, that's just 54 yards to glory, right to the beer garden. For our 5K runners, it's a shift-timed race. And then you get a sweatshirt, a beer glass, and also free beers, free root beer float at Fred's, and of course a fun post-race party here at the Bavarian with their Oktoberfest. There's a lot of different events and running out there, but there's not a whole lot that are making sure that it's all fitness levels. So we're about people that have had knee surgeries, having first-time runs, and getting out here, having fun, and really just enjoying getting moving here before the hibernation months coming up here as it gets a little colder.
Wisconsin is very well known as the land of the beer, a place to drink Wisconsinably.
The celebratory fall season in Milwaukee of oranges and browns also comes with festive, feastful holidays, where we gather with our closest friends and family members to share multiple course meals and sweet treats, highlighting the importance of our dental care as we celebrate through the indulgence of cakes, candy, and stuffing. Bobby Cole, a dental hygienist and instructor at MATC, specializes in dental sciences and teaches future hygienists of Milwaukee to relay the practice of caring for our oral health as a community, starting at MATC and with MATC.
My first education in dental hygiene, I graduated from the program here at MATC Milwaukee. It's a 2-year program in the clinical coursework. Prior to that, there's about a year of prerequisite work that is mandatory to get into that clinical program. After that 2-year program, you do graduate. I did graduate from an accredited program here at MATC, then had to go through the licensure process through the state of Wisconsin, and that took about 2 months. And then after that, I was able to work as a dental hygienist. After I graduated from the program here at MATC, I knew I wanted to come back and teach one day. I knew it was something that was important to me, I had a very strong passion for, and I was really influenced and motivated by the instructors that I had here while I was a student. So I knew I wanted to bring back my experience, and I knew I wanted to be able to share that and motivate other dental hygiene students. Teaching dental hygiene students, they learn the basics here through the program. They learn the technical skills, they learn patient management, they learn case management. Once they graduate, they are very raw in understanding how a dental office is run, what their role is amongst the dental team if they have not had any dental experience prior. So it is something that I am very aware of, and I recommend to my students to work for a dental office that they trust, that they can build a really good rapport with amongst the dental team that they are hired by, and also to feel comfortable that they can be the competent dental hygienist they're supposed to be. My experience in this profession of dental hygiene has not only benefited myself, but it's also benefiting the students. Not only do I teach here at dental hygiene, but I still do work in clinical practice 1 day a week. And that value of experience is so important, not only for me to stay up on my clinical skills, but also to continue to bring that back to the teaching environment of what is actually happening in the real world currently. Brush and floss.
Oh, that reminds me, I need to schedule my next dental appointment.
And I have to check out the Milwaukee beer run next time.
Well, I think it's time to check in with Sabrina to see what kind of STEM activities she has for us to see.
Thank you, James. We are now inside of the STEM Educational Center, and I have the pleasure to be with Dr. Goodwin. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you tell us a little bit about, first of all, what does STEM stand for?
Yes, it's science, technology, engineering, and math.
That is fantastic. And what are some of the resources that MATC provides for students in the STEM program?
Well, we offer a mobile RV, which highlights our K-12 community. It exposes middle and high school students to STEM careers. Our mobile RV travels to the middle and high schools and is facilitated by our STEM faculty.
That is fascinating. I noticed, speaking of robots, you guys have a robotic arm right here. What is this all about?
Yes, this is for our electronics engineering technology program, and it is a robotics arm. And it helps to automate manufacturing processes for sorting or for painting, any repetitive processes that a manufacturing company requires.
Wow. And since STEM can range, I noticed you have some props over here. What else besides robots, what can it offer?
Absolutely. We have our skeleton here, and it's not for Halloween. This is for our anatomy and physiology class. which is our general education students as well as our nursing students at the college.
That is so cool. And you guys also cover the planets?
Yes. We also under STEM, which is the sciences, is our geological sciences, chemistry, as well as any earth sciences, which is part of the S of the STEM.
That is incredible. And what is something else that you can add from the program that students that may be interested should expect?
Yes, I'd like to brag that according to labor statistics, the average salary of STEM professionals is about $95,000 compared to $42,000 for non-STEM degrees. It is projected to grow through 2029. We utilize STEM in every areas of our lives. It is a robust program, very competitive, but very promising.
That is absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time and for explaining everything here for us. This is Sabrina, and back to you, James.
Well, there is so much excitement behind the world of STEM. And just like MATC, there are many colleges in the area with great programs and great organizations. Keep watching. The hospitality program here at the downtown campus has so much for us to learn. Student producers Ailin Aguila and Shannon discovered a lot at how multimedia journalism is thriving at Marquette University with the school's WIRE organization.
Welcome to Johnston Hall at Marquette University, home of the student-run organization, the Marquette WIRE.
The Marquette WIRE is a student media organization with over 100 years of rich history. The WIRE itself is only going to be 10 years old in name. It includes 4 branches, meaning we have a Tribune, which is the newspaper, the Journal, which is the magazine, MUTV, which is our TV programming, and MUR, which is our radio station. Collectively, they have a shared website.
Patrick continues by stating that he hopes students gain an appreciation for journalism and community service through public voice.
The hope is that this opportunity that they have is one that is profession building through educational goals, outcomes, and practices.
Marquette is home to several different facilities available for students to use. Their main features include 2 studios, a typical studio, and a high-tech green screen studio primarily used for sportscasting.
Something I really enjoy about the journalism program is how hands-on it is. We really get to do things kind of right away. Like I remember one of the first classes I ever took, I got to use a camera, use a recorder.
Although students may be involved in different programs, many of them enjoy the opportunity to be flexible with their creativity and try all types of media.
At the Marquette WIRE, you can do a lot more things than just what your official title is. Last year, I was on the sports desk for print, but I was also able to go onto radio games, and I was able to be on podcasts.
One of the most important aspects the Marquette WIRE hopes to shape is what it means to be a journalist for the community. In addition to this, they place value on emphasis on supporting their writers as well.
Whenever we think about reporting on a story, especially if it's serious or something that has the potential to have a very large impact or harm on the community, we take a minute, we collectively group as a team and think about the ways in which we can approach it from a care perspective.
Director Patrick Johnson continues to expand upon their emphasis on community and journalism and the WIRE's goal to build better journalists.
Community is also, to me, incredibly important because journalism has to understand its community and know who that community is. And for decades, journalism hasn't done a good job at actually knowing what community means. And in doing so, journalism has left a lot of people out. And so ultimately, why community is important as a goal is to help these students understand that we have to stop leaving people out, we have to stop making people feel invisible, and in reality, we have to bring them all together to say we have one common goal and mission, and that's to improve our community.
Throughout their 10 years, the Marquette WIRE has been nationally recognized for their work. They hope to continue their practices and build a better, brighter future for their students.
To having a getaway, R&R, to your wedding day, Hospitality plays a big role in your comfort. But where does it start? Milwaukee Area Technical College offers a hospitality and event management program that teaches those passionate about serving others all things hospitality and event management. From what hospitality is to what makes MATC the perfect choice for you.
The hospitality program, it actually kind of consists of two folds. So one is hospitality. So when you think of hospitality, you think of hotels, restaurants, the 5-star forum. And then there's the other flip side where it's event management. So we actually have two sort of programs that fall under hospitality.
Event management would just be one of those kind of sectors that exist under this umbrella, what we would call hospitality.
Hospitality is really important in our city. It provides thousands of jobs. It brings thousands of visitors into our community.
Event management is important to have an opportunity to be trained and educated in this field. First and foremost because event management exists everywhere.
Specifically in the hospitality program, students really start learning the management of a hotel. Again, our hospitality program, unlike some of the other technical colleges in state, we are really focused in on hotels because again, that's where a majority of our students go to find work. So they learn front desk management, maintenance, housekeeping. We have a class called Meeting Fundamentals, and even though that doesn't sound like it kind of falls in hospitality, they learn the ins and outs of hotel sales, but as well as catering and working with events that come to their property.
My favorite project that we've done so far was for the exposition and special event management project, where we get to put together all the pieces of a 4th of July festival. It was really fun thinking of all the different components, and it really affirmed for me the reason that I am in this program, that I do enjoy the small details.
My favorite project that I've done thus far is the planning of my 50th birthday trip to Houston.
Students should choose to enroll in the hospitality event management program at MATC first and foremost because of, I think, demographically where we are located. The downtown campus is smack dab in the center of our downtown, which in the last few years has exploded with the addition of the Pfizer Forum, the expansion of the Convention Center, the Baird Center, and all of the new hotels that have come up. We really are located in a key demographic area for the students to get easy access.
So why students should join our hospitality program here at MATC. One, we, again, in the state of Wisconsin, we have the most diverse student population. So that's one. Two, reason why you'd pick us over another college, we have lots of classes that are offered online, so many of our students are working. But hospitality is fun.
The part that I love most about being in an event management program in Milwaukee is the fact that Milwaukee is on the rise. There's a shift or a shaking or a change that's coming in the events part of Milwaukee, and I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that dynamic and that change. And at MATC, it's going on. We have people that have been all around the world that have done amazing events. We are exposed to amazing people, so you definitely want to be a part of what's going on at MATC.
And that's a part of MATC I want to be. I never knew Marquette had such an interesting organization, and it's available for the public to view. Speaking of being a part of MATC, I have a question for Beverly. As an instructor in hospitality, what would you say your biggest role here is?
I think one of my biggest roles is to enhance the students' skills and talent that they don't realize they offer a lot as far as when it comes to customer service, because we expose them to a lot. We have a student organization called the Future Hospitality Manager Association, which Teresa will share, I'm sure.
Right.
And we participate with a lot of professional organizations, and our credits as you probably heard earlier, transfer to universities. So we expose them to a lot with the industry.
Right. And Teresa, as an alum of MATC and the hospitality program, how did your education here prepare you for your career?
Well, when you're working in the hotel, you really don't realize how much that you learned at MATC that you can carry on into the hotel business, from cooking to maintenance to if the computers go down. Everything you learn at MATC, you will do it in the hotel business.
Oh, right.
And I think Teresa makes a great point about with the hospitality industry with hotels, because hotels are like a small city. We have marketing, we have security, we have human resource, and when you talk about food and beverage, you have the lounge as well as the restaurant, and we emphasize that those are transferable skills. There's not too many places you cannot work at after working in a hotel, because every business has an accounting department. Every business has a security department. Every business has marketing. Isn't that true, Teresa?
That's true, and sales. And
right.
Yes.
So it sounds like hospitality is more than just working in a restaurant or working in a hotel. What are other careers one might go into with some education in the hospitality department?
That's a good question. With hospitality, it encompasses a broad industry. We also include cruise ships, airlines, rental cars,
trains,
planes. But again, the restaurants, the hotels, they can work in security, they can work in IT. Isn't that correct?
Yes, or either in the casinos also, because a lot of hotels have casinos now, and or either you can do the catering, the banquets, set up, take down, a lot of things.
Right.
And similar to Teresa's experience, she also went out of state and worked in Florida. So skills are transferable. You can work anywhere in the world, because every city, every country has hotels, just like similar to hospitals.
Yes, every city, and then it's just you get to meet so many different people from all walks of life. So you never know who's going to come through your door. So.
All right. Now, what are some challenges to getting into the program here at MATC?
There's not really a lot of challenges. You just have to be prepared, because one of the requirements for the state of Wisconsin is that you have to take 6 credits of English, psychology, sociology, and economics. And all that is basically a foundation for any of the many programs we have at MATC. The only thing that we do differently in the hospitality industry is that we go outside the school and try to give lifelong learning, what exactly happens in the industry. So it's easy to get in. Once you're here, it's almost like getting bit by a bug.
Right.
Because there's no way you're going to do anything different. You stay in the industry. There's a lot of benefits as well. Lots of benefits.
And from what I'm hearing, this industry is growing.
Oh, absolutely. Matter of fact, Teresa's working at one of the new hotels that just opened recently here in Milwaukee.
The Trade Hotel right across the street from the Pfizer Forum.
Mm-hmm. And how does it feel when MATC students or alum come to you and start working? Do you see the difference in them as they come to you as employees?
Well, I see that they're well grounded and they know almost a little bit of everything in the hotel business. So it's not like I will be surprised if I put them with a task, they won't know how to do it. So it's pretty refreshing to know that they know what they're doing.
Right. And this has been a lifelong career for both of you, but someone that is maybe a bit older, sitting out there thinking, I want to do something different. Any hindrances with age?
Not at all, because there's a lot of opportunity within the industry. We have 3 shifts, so we have morning, evening, and third shift, which would be like doing night audit.
Yes.
So there's a place for everyone in our industry. No matter what you choose, there is something to do. We have a thing in the industry what we call the front of the house and the back of the house. The front of the house work with customer service with customers. The back of the house, you're actually working with other employees. So whether it's the main kitchen or whether it's setting up a banquet hall, or whether you're cleaning locker rooms, or working in purchasing, because some of our hotels are so large that their storage area looks like Sam's Club or Costco. So we need someone to be able to track that inventory.
All right, very good information. Well, Teresa and Beverly, I want to thank you both for joining me today. It was insightful to hear about the hospitality program and the industry as a whole.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, now I smell something good. Chef Shannon seems to be prepping something delicious in the kitchen. Hey, what do you have for us, Shannon?
Thank you, guys. Now that autumn is underway, fresh sweet potatoes are available at your local farmers markets. Today, I'll be showing you how to prepare your sweet potatoes and what to pair with each variety we have with us today. For your ingredients, you will need sweet potatoes, brown sugar, pie spice, butter, salt, pistachios, cardamom, and kimchi. For your supplies, you will need tin foil, a butter knife, a fork, and a plate. All right, let's get started with our orange sweet potato. Looks like this. You're gonna make sure that you clean it off, wash it, and while it's drying, you're gonna preheat your oven to 400 degrees. So we're gonna start with our fork, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna poke some holes all the way around the sweet potato. What this does is prevent your sweet potato from exploding in the oven, and we definitely don't want that. It also keeps your sweet potato nice and fluffy on the inside and lets some steam escape. Now that we've got some holes kind of all over, we're gonna take our tin foil. We're gonna place our sweet potato right on top of that. And we're gonna go in with some oil. Now I like to use olive oil. You can use any sort of oil you like. And then we're gonna go in with some salt as well. You can use table salt, you can use Himalayan salt, any sort of salt you fancy. All right, now that we're all salt and oiled it up, we're gonna go ahead and wrap our sweet potato up in this tin foil and place it in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour. Now I've already got this step prepped, and I've got a sweet potato ready for you. So once it comes out of the oven, you're gonna open it up, and you're gonna take a knife and you're gonna cut it lengthwise. Don't cut all the way down, because that's what's keeping all that sweet potato goodness inside, and that'll help you with your toppings. Next, you're gonna go in with a fork, and you're gonna go in and just kind of fluff it up inside. This will keep all your sweet potatoes nice and fluffy. All right, now that it's all fluffed, we're gonna take some butter. I just like to use some regular butter. Place a pat of butter on top there. Then we're gonna go in with some nutmeg and some brown sugar. If you don't have brown sugar, you can use pure maple syrup as well. So we're just gonna take some brown sugar, we're gonna kind of sprinkle it up on top. You can use dark brown sugar, light brown sugar, whatever you feel like. And then we're gonna take some pie spice. If you don't have pie spice, you can use cinnamon, nutmeg, any sort of spice you like. All right, and there you have it, our very first sweet potato. Now before we get to dig in, we're gonna move on to our next one. The next one is our yellow sweet potato. You can roast it the exact same way as the other one, and I've already got one prepped. So this one, we're gonna pair with something a little bit more savory. You know, open this one up as well, and you're actually gonna just take it, and you're gonna break it in half, just like that, and place it right on my plate. And this pairs well with some kimchi. Kimchi is like a pickled cabbage, and it's really, really good with sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna take some kimchi and I'm just gonna place it right on my plate, right in front. There you go, sweet potato number 2. All right, now for our last sweet potato, we're gonna use a pretty purple sweet potato. I've already taken the liberty and I've mashed this up and put it in a bowl. So we're gonna add some butter to this one as well. Just take a nice pat of butter, put it right on in the center. It should get all melty pretty soon. And then for this one, we're gonna go in with some pistachios and some cardamom. Some pistachios right on top. And take the cardamom and sprinkle it right on top there. Ah, isn't that beautiful? And there it is. 3 easy sweet potatoes, each with their own twist.
Now go out there and see what kinds you can buy during this year's autumn's harvest. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, all the recipes you can make with sweet potatoes. Well, now isn't that sweet? Here at MPBS, we have a variety of staff members who are willing to help our TV students. Student producers Hannah Stewart and John Weimer have a special someone to show off.
In the heart of the city, where creativity meets community, there's Milwaukee PBS. Among the skilled professionals that work at the television studio is Brian Ewig, a production specialist whose creativity plays a pivotal role in developing memorable stories for viewers all over the city.
I shoot local content for the shows and basically act as crew for the producers and gathering footage out in the field.
Brian works on field shoots, but he also conducts productions in the studio.
In January of next year, Milwaukee PBS is going to be airing a documentary on Al Capone. And over the last 2 years, I've been kind of learning the history and kind of separating the fact and the fiction of Al Capone and his ties to Wisconsin. So we are going to be shooting some B-roll, a little Prohibition Roadhouse type of scene where some gangsters enter and kind of have a mark, and Al Capone's enforcers come in, and one poor gentleman meets his demise. One of my duties around here is with my producer Tracy Newman. Her and I have a weekly digital series called My Wisconsin Backyard. And basically what we do there is each week we kind of go out in the community and highlight stories, highlight people, outside activities, kind of that physical, mental health kind of relationship.
Brian graduated from MATC's television program, where he gained the skills to exceed in the field.
My story is unique in the sense that I actually went through the program here. I graduated in 2005, and I found everything about the program to be just amazing. I thought it was very helpful at learning a really good base of a lot of different fields and focuses, and they leave a lot up to you as an individual to decide what you want to do, but they really give you a good education. And I mean, it's really rounded as far as here's what you can expect in the business and all of these different fields, and it really prepared me quite a bit.
Through continuous effort, Brian aims to leave a legacy at Milwaukee PBS.
It's the first digital series that Milwaukee PBS has been able to produce, and I know Milwaukee PBS has really been trying to get in that digital space a little bit more. So it's been really fun to be able to kind of be those trailblazers and kind of break into that. And we've been having a lot of fun with the non-traditional kind of broadcast rules that we've been so used to for a long time. So it's just been expanding our audience. It's been expanding our ideas and expanding our creativity and our storytelling.
Now, that was so interesting. I have to find Brian Ewig later and let him know he is such a cool guy. Now, let's join James Charles for the MATC Minute and see what events are soon to happen.
Ready to graduate? If you completed all required courses over the spring or summer semesters, make sure you apply for the ceremony by October 31st. Save a life with the Narcan, also known as the naloxone medication, located at any of MATC's campuses and MATC's Education Center in designated areas across campuses. So do your part and prevent an opioid overdose. As we learned today, MATC's STEM Educational Center is open. Head on over and have some fun learning with the STEM's intricate gadgets and gizmos. Know anyone who's interested in being on screen? Our TV production students are looking for children between the ages of 3 and 7 to be cast in our upcoming production, Letters to Santa. We encourage you to help us keep being Milwaukee's longest-running series. Sign up today and email letterstosanta.pbs@gmail.com. Hey, do you know why dentists hand out candy on Halloween? Because it's great for business. Halloween is right around the corner. Make sure you go out and celebrate a fun, spooky night and rack up on that candy.
Thank you, James. In light of the fall season, let's see what student producer Torian Smith has for this week in
Hey
Gym
everyone,
KE.
this is student producer Torian Smith, and I am enjoying the great nature here, and this is Hidden Gym KE. Today we are at Three Bridges. This park may be hard to find, but once you find it, the beauty is going to expand through every acre.
Located along the Hank Aaron State Trail between 27th and 37th Street, Three Bridges was once a wild rice wetland, then a rail yard, which played a critical role on how we transported goods, and since then has transformed in 2013 to Three Bridges when the park first opened, and has more than 50,000 visitors and is open year-round. It also features a stunning view of Milwaukee's skyline, and oh yeah, not to forget about the 2-mile bike access, walking trails, river access for fishing, canoeing, and community gardens. But let's not forget the most important part. Where does Three Bridges get its name from? Well, it actually has 3 bridges, which makes it perfect for people that have to commute to work in the Menominee Valley.
So if you're looking for a hidden gem right in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, I think Three Bridges is the place to be. I'm student producer Torian Smith, and this has been another hidden, you guessed it, Gym KE.
Three Bridges looks like an awesome place to check out one of these days, but that's all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you once again, Beverly Johnson and Teresa Robinson, for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in on the start of a new MATC Now season. I'm your host, James Charles. We'll see you next week. All right.
Happy talk.